Croeso or power up to the Extended Play PSN sale. This sale's quite a small sale and it's mostly DLC, but there are some games in it and some of them are really good and they got a huge discount as well. So don't worry, I've done the hard work and there's plenty of games to cover in this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like finding some cool games to play and saving a lot of money as well. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 20th of March, so that'll be our last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have Darksiders III Digital Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of $8.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal for a game from a well-loved franchise, as this edition includes 2 DLC expansions, The Crucible and Keepers of the Void, which adds new story content, and a new mode as well, which is really good. You're getting the complete version of the game with this deal. In this hack and slash adventure, you return to apocalyptic Earth as Fury, a horseman of the apocalypse, on her quest to destroy the 7 deadly sins, and finally bringing balance to the forces that ravage Earth. It features an open world, multiple combat forms, abilities and weapons to use as well. Now what I will say with this is if you don't own the first 2 games, you can get a bundle with all 3 that's a better deal than this. But if you've got the first 2 games, or you just want the third one, then this is the best way to buy just the third game. And this game's from a pretty legendary series. It's been around a while, and the first 2 games are really well liked. Basically they're kinda considered like Legend of Zelda, but darker, and with a more adult story. So if you're a fan of that sort of gameplay, or you're looking to get into this franchise because you've heard about it, or maybe you just like action hack and slash games, why not take a look at this game? It's a really good game, from a really good studio, and a really good series as well. So if you like any of what I've said, why not take a look at it? It's a really good game. And hey, if you've never played a hack and slash adventure before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here, mainly because you can get other ones cheaper, including the first 2 of this series, so you're probably better off starting there, or with a different franchise completely, in which case, subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. We have an anime game next, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Eyes of Heaven. It was released in 2016, so it's 8 years old, and it's on an 86% discount for the price of £6.71. Which is a really good price, especially for a game based on an anime, as they're usually pretty expensive. And this version includes a lot of DLC that wasn't free in the Japan release, so you're even getting some extra stuff included, which is really cool. In this third-person action brawler, you take part in 2 vs 2 fights, with team attacks in big open areas filled with interactions that can make the fights more fun, and provide some cool combat animations as well. It features an exclusive original story and more than 50 characters from the first 8 chapters of the TV show and manga. So basically if you're a fan of JoJo and you like fighting games, this is a bit different compared to most fighting games, but it looks really cool and a lot of the content included is from the show and the manga. So you'll really enjoy it if you like that series. So if you like fighting games, especially ones with different combo systems or different fighting systems, then why not take a look at this? It is a bit different, and especially if you like JoJo, you might really have a lot of fun with it. But if you don't like JoJo, you might not want to pick it up. But for everyone else, it's a really cool and different game, and it's well worth taking a look at. And hey, if you've never played a fighting game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's a bit different. But if you like that sort of thing, then go for it. Especially if you don't hate JoJo, you might find a cool little game that you really enjoy. But if you want something more mainstream, or even something cheaper because you can get some AAA legendary fighting series cheaper than this, then subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. Up next we have Just Cause 4 Complete Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £8.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good price for a really good quality AAA game. And this edition includes 3 expansions, the Sky Striker wingsuit, Black Hand Stealth Jet, and the Black Market bundle as well, for a ton of extra toys and cool mechanics to play with. In this third-person action game, you get to play as Rico Rodriguez, as he returns to land in Solace, hunting down the truth about his past at any cost, utilizing a bevy of weapons, including vehicles, explosives, and customizable gear, such as wingsuits, parachutes, and grappling hooks. This game series is basically a GTA sort of game, but with a lot of emphasis on the fun and what you can do in the game. Between all of the different gadgets and gameplay mechanics, it's really different, really unique, and really fun. I completed one of the older ones and I absolutely loved it. You could do some really fun stuff like parachute into an enemy base, grapple an explosive tank of fuel to a truck, and then throw explosives on it yourself and watch the chaos go nuts as you blow up a jeep, it pulls down the tanker, fuel goes everywhere, there's huge explosions, half the base blows up. It's so much fun. It's hard to explain without seeing gameplay, but this is just a really cool, really fun action game with an open world like GTA and none of the online microtransaction stuff that I don't like. So if you really like the old school GTA games when they were just about a lot of fun and that was it, or you just like action games or game mechanics that are really different and unique, you should definitely check out this series. Highly recommended. Definitely check them out if you like any of what I've said. They're well worth your time and money, I promise. And if you're not interested in this one, the older one, Just Cause 3 XXL, is also on sale for an 86% discount and a price of £3.49, which is really cheap if you don't mind picking up the older one instead. Or if you've already played the fourth one either. Take a look at that if you're interested. And hey, if you've never played a third-person action game before, then this is an amazing place to start. It's an amazing AAA series with really cool, amazing gameplay, and you get a lot for your money, especially with these bundles that include all of the DLCs and expansions. There's so much fun in these games. And like I said, if you're not sure about the fourth one, the third one's on sale much cheaper at the moment as well, so you could pick up that one if you're not sure. Either way, highly recommended. Why not take a look at these? We have an FPS next, Metro Exodus Gold Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £5.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for such a really good quality AAA game. And this edition includes the expansion pass, with 2 full story expansions, worth over £20 as well, so you get the complete version of the game, with a load of extra content included, which is really good. In this FPS, you're fleeing the shattered ruins of Moscow from the first 2 games as you embark on an epic story-driven adventure across continents through a post-apocalyptic Russia full of enemies and mutants. It features stealth, survival elements, and exploration as well. Now, this is from a legendary series, and you can get all 3 of them in a really good bundle, so if you don't have the first 2 and you want them, you're probably better off picking up that bundle instead. But if you've already owned the first 2 or you've played them, then this is the best way to pick up this third game. Now in general, this series is really good. A lot of people love it, they got really good reviews, and it's basically you in a post-apocalyptic Russia trying to survive. So imagine sort of like Fallout, but less RPG, a more first-person shooter with a really good story. And if you like the sound of that as much as I do, then you should definitely check this series out. And if you're interested in this game, why not pick it up? It's a really good game at a really good price. And hey, if you've never played an FPS before, then you could start here. It's a really good game from a really good franchise, but you can get the first 2 cheaper, or you can get all 3 of them in a bundle for not too much more as well. So you might want to wait and pick up the whole series instead. Either way, there's a lot of competition in the FPS genre, so if you want to pick up something with a different theme instead, you can do that as well. The world's your oyster with this genre, there's so many to choose from. So if you really like the look of this, then pick it up. But if not, subscribe, and then you'll have plenty more options in other sales. We have a racing game next, Monster Jam Steel Titans Power Out Bundle. It was released in 2021, so it's 3 years old, but the games are older than that really, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £9.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a fantastic deal for 2 full games and all of their DLC as well, as this bundle includes both the Steel Titans 1 and 2 games and all 3 DLC truck packs as well, so you get all of the content in one big bundle, which is really cool. In these racing games, you get to drive over 60 monster trucks in over 20 stadiums, with over 12 event modes, and it features real-world monster trucks and huge outdoor worlds to drive them through, with you even being able to compete in the World Finals and dominate the world of monster trucks. So if you're a big fan of racing games, and you want something a bit different, or you just really like monster trucks, then this is a really good bundle for you. You get 2 full games with a load of extra content, including real-world monster trucks, which you would have heard of if you've seen any monster truck stuff at all in your life. So if you really like monster trucks, or you just want a bit of a different racing game, then you should definitely take a look at this bundle. You get a lot for your money, and it's really different and unique. There's not a lot of games like this around really, especially including the real-world trucks as well, which is really cool. So if you like the sound of that, definitely take a look. It's really different, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it if you like the look of it. And hey, if you've never played a racing game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here, because you can get other ones cheaper, and you're getting 2 games in this as well. So if you don't like them, you've bought a lot of content that you're not going to play, so you're probably better off starting somewhere else instead. But don't worry, I'll let you know when the other games come on sale in the next sales, so don't forget to subscribe, and you won't miss out. We have a cool little party game next, Moving Out Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2022, so it was 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal for such a fun little game, as this edition includes the Movers in Paradise DLC, and Employees of the Month pack for 2 extra levels, and a ton of new movers to play as for the complete game experience, which is really good. In this party game, you get to start an exciting new career in moving, control a cast of movers as you attempt to load up your moving van with all of the customer's precious belongings. It features 2-player local co-op and physics-based gameplay with lots of humour and fun along the way. So if you're looking for a game to play with your mate, your partner or your friend, or you have gaming parties where you just like to play different games, this is a really cool game to play. It's a shame it doesn't have online co-op, but if you like party games to play with your mates in the same place, you'll really enjoy this. It's a really good game, especially if it's for parties and that sort of thing. So if you like the look of it, why not take a look? It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll have a laugh with your mates. And hey, if you've never played a party game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a really good game, but you can get others cheaper, and it doesn't have online co-op, so it does limit it a little bit if you don't play games with your mates in parties or in the same place. But hey, if you do, pick it up. But if not, don't worry, there'll be plenty more options in other sales instead. My Time in Porsche Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £3.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good price for such a cool looking game, as this edition includes the housewarming bundle of an exclusive outfit, exclusive furniture, in-game currency, and consumables to help you settle in quicker. This is a live sim game where you get to start a new life in the town of Porsche by restoring your dad's neglected workshop back to its former glory. It features missions, resource gathering, crafting, automation, plant and animal farming, decorating, combat, dating, and more. Now this game basically looks like a Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley clone, whichever you're more familiar with, which is really good because those games are really fun to play and you don't get a lot of them made these days, which is really good to see some more made like this. And what makes this one really different is it's fully 3D as well, which you don't see in other games that are similar to this. So if you're a fan of the old Harvest Moon games or Stardew Valley, or you like crafting games like Minecraft or that sort of thing, you might really enjoy this game. So if you like any of that sorts of stuff, or you like what I've said, then why not check it out? I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this game if you like this sort of genre. Check it out. And hey, if you've never played a live sim game before, then I would recommend starting here. It looks like a really good quality game, and it's at a really low price as well, so you can't go far wrong really. If you've been tempted by this genre in the past, or you like the genre and you haven't played this one, then definitely take a look at it. You're getting a lot of game for your money, and I think you'll have a lot of fun as well. Up next, we have Overcooked 2 Gourmet Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good price for a really good game, as this edition includes all of the DLC as well, so you do get the complete version, which is really good. In this party game, you get to cook alone or with friends as you travel through the Onion Kingdom, mastering your trade to become a master chef. It features over 20 recipes to learn across 130 levels. Now what's really good about this game is it has online co-op. The first game was critically acclaimed, but it didn't have online co-op, which was a shame really because it would have made the game so much better. But luckily this sequel does. So if you're looking for a game to play with friends, or a partner, or a kid, or just a game for parties, with this being 4-player and having online play as well, you can't ask for much more really. Whether it's local or online, there's a lot of fun to be had with friends in this game. It's a really chaotic game as you cook in really crazy kitchens where you often have to pass ingredients between each other and have a lot of teamwork in order to complete the mission, which is really cool. It's really quirky, it's really different, it's really unique, and it's a great game. It's got really good reviews and everybody that plays it absolutely loves it. If you're looking for a game to play with your mates, definitely check this out. It's great for all sorts of gameplay with your friends and family. And hey, if you've never played a party game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a really good one, it's really well known, and it's really fun, and it even has online play. But the price isn't that low at the moment, so you can get other ones cheaper, so you might be better off starting with them instead. I mean, it's up to you. If you really like the look of it, then pick it up. But if not, you will have other options in other sales instead. Next up is my star buy, Override 2 Super Mech League Ultraman Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £3.29, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an amazing deal for such a lot of content, as this deluxe edition includes 4 Ultraman characters and a cosmetic pack as well, so you get the complete version of the game with all of the expensive licensed characters included, which is really great. In this fighter, you get to fight in Super Mech League, aiming to be the best mech pilot in the universe. It features multiple match types, game modes, and offline and online 4-player multiplayer as well. So it's a really good game to play with mates, and it's really chaotic, with you piloting giant mechs in huge cities. There's a lot of environmental interaction, and just really good old school fun. They used to make games like this in the olden days, and it's really nice to see this sort of game come back. It looks really cool, it looks really fun. If you're looking for a game to play with your mates, or you just like the old school games where you could destroy cities with giant monsters and fight other monsters along the way, then there's a lot of fun to be had with this. Fans of Power Rangers and Godzilla will really enjoy this game. So if you like fighting games and you want to destroy some buildings and monsters as other giant monsters and mechs, then definitely check this out. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's a really cool and fun game, and I think you can have a lot of fun with it. Why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played a fighter before, then I would recommend starting here. It's really cheap, and it's really different and unique as well, with a ton of fun and content included. I think most people would enjoy this, even if they're not usually a fighter game player. So definitely check it out. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. And the final game I have for you is a VR game, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. It was released in 2017, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £11.99, which isn't the cheapest I've ever seen it, but it's never on sale, and it's not far off. It's within like £1.50 of the cheapest I've seen it before, and considering how often it's never on sale, it's a good deal for this game. Now this game has move controller compatibility, so if you have them you can play it with full hand tracking and weapon usage, which is amazing. This is definitely the way you want to play this game in VR, that's for sure. And this game includes all of the DLC expansions, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game with all of the content included. In this first-person RPG, dragons that were long lost to the past have returned to Tamriel, threatening the future of the Empire, and as the prophesized Dragonborn hero, wielding the power of the Voice, you are the only one who can stand against them and save the land. Now everybody and their mothers and daughters probably know what this game is. It's from a legendary RPG series, and it's the most popular of that series. They've released it more times than you can imagine, and everyone buys it every time because everyone loves it. Now this is the only way to play it in VR. It's a PSVR 1 exclusive, so if you don't have a PSVR 1 you can't play it. And that's a shame because it's an amazing VR port. It's the whole game, fully playable in VR, with custom controls and menus and interactions. So you literally wield swords and magic with your hands and that if you use motion controllers, and it's just an amazing game for VR. If you're a fan of the series and you've got a PSVR 1, you should definitely check this out. And if you've got a PSVR 1 and you like RPGs, buy this game. Like I said, it's never on sale very often, and when it is, it's usually a rubbish sale. They barely knock any money off this. So to see it this low, it's been like 2 years since I've seen it this cheap. So if you like the look of it, definitely pick this up. You'll have a lot of fun with it, I promise. And hey, if you've never played a VR RPG before, then this is an amazing place to start. You can get other ones cheaper, but they're not Skyrim. So, like I said, if you're a fan of RPGs, this is an amazing game to play in VR. But if you're not sure and you want something cheaper, you can get other ones cheaper, so subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. And that's all the games I have for the extended play PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or just some other game have got it instead? Leave any comments you have down below, and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.